Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. And today it's going to be a 2v2 mid-rank madness sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of mid-rank madness. Sent them all to my screener, Sniper Monkey. He chose one of these among many of them. Well, he chose more than one, but anyway, if you want me to cast your Diamond or Platinum Lover replay, send it to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of mid-rank madness, and we'll get this thing on the channel. So it's heavy artillery today, and it's going to be a Terran Protoss team versus a Zerg Protoss team. All right, so Team 1, Team South, is the Red Zerg player Kawaiyu. His teammate, the Protoss player, it is Mojo. And in the top right, we have Team North. It is the other teal... why are they both kind of the same color? Teal Terran player... Oh, hold on. That's not Mojo at all. That is blue. That is blue. Hoan Q. Then we have Mojo up here. He's Terran and he's teal. Then we have the purple Protoss player, Cry Very Heavy. Oh yeah, crying very heavy. Hatch first in it. Kawaiyu, Extractor Pool in it. Kawaiyu, loving to see that. No problems at all with his opening build. Wonk is not walling off either. Just hoping to deal with, you know, a lot of, I suppose, adepts or a lot of Marines without a wall, which is totally fine. Totally makes sense here. I'm down with this for both players. Apparently, we've decided... Oh, Mojo tried to block that and couldn't do it. Maybe he did for a minute. I just missed it. But the expansion is going down now for Hoan Q. That was a hard name to say. I might just call him Hoan from now on. That's kind of easier to do here anyway. So yeah, mid-rank madness shenanigans. Oh, and then Hoan Q actually blocking the attempt to expand in the top right, which the Terran player doesn't care about as much. He can just build next to it and lift and land when the time comes. Make a couple Marines, get rid of that pylon, call it a day. He is making a Reaper, and the Reaper staying home to kill this pylon. Oh, that buys so much time for Team South. Not having a Reaper in here to mess up your day and take a look at what you're doing. Team South is feeling real nice about this right now. That Reaper is not getting anything done. Another block here from Hoan Q, and another block. Hoan is spending a lot of resources. Oh, he was. Oh, no, that's him. Yeah, okay, so he's just trying to make sure that the Protoss player can expand anywhere. At least not easily. This is amazing. This is really good stuff. And then Mojo trying to block an expansion, and he does for a minute, but then Zerglings show up and the SCV dies, as his attention is elsewhere. Speed not quite done on those Lings and won't be for a minute. There we go, pulling all but one worker off the gas. Loving this. This opening is really good from Kawaiyu. He's playing it. He's playing Zerg the right way, which is a little bit tricky, but if you get a handle on it, you're going to have a good time. Meanwhile, a lot of gateways here from Cry Very Heavy. He's basically one basing, 5 gating, Cybernetics Core Warp Gate researching this with the Twilight Council. So this could be like a mass adept play on one base. Could be getting charge lots and stalkers, something along those lines. Oh, the Lings, your speed isn't done. Stay on the creep. Stay on the creep. I guess chasing the Reaper away is not bad as long as you don't lose any of these Lings, which you might, or you're going to. There she blows. Slow Overlord up here. I like getting Overlord speed early, like a couple minutes ago. Get in there, get that scout, see what's up. You can see the Protoss players on one base and is making, well, zealots and is waiting for the Twilight Council. There's going to be a lot of zealots. Oh, is this this does feel like a Brood War Zealot to me. Is that the Brood War skin? I'm not sure what they officially call it, but I think that could be it. So Kawaiyu's third base is up. He's going for a Roach Warren, which he's going to want against these Zealots that are definitely coming his way sooner rather than later. Twilight Council, you got to make something. What? Is Chrono Boosting out charge? All right, going to be a bunch of charge lots. What is Mojo working on? Mojo got a bunch of Marines. Cool. He's got the Borderlands kind of cell-shaded skin on his units. Look how weird. It freaks me out a little bit every time to see the cell shading on those units. Anyway, Widowmine here and a couple Medivacs. So Widowmine's going to be part of the play, which both Zerg and Protoss are annoyed by. 100%. Widowmines are pretty good against both of these races. Not so much something you see in TVT, but definitely against Zerg and definitely against Protoss. Creep spread is a little lackluster here, but all the bases are connected by creep mostly. So I'll give him a pass for that. But he's got a creep queen. He's got a bunch of creep queens. Get out there. Spread that creep. Push the creep. You know when your opponent is coming to kill you if they have to step on creep to do it. Cry Very Heavy finally expanding at 5 minutes, but that is late. That is a late expansion. And then moving out with Marines and a Widow Mine in this drop out of Mojo Ham. So Kawaiyu, he's got a bunch of lings. He can handle this. I think if he's in the right position to handle it. He's probably got more lings than he needs right now. His worker count should be higher. 40's fine. But I just feel like he could be on a lot more if he didn't have all these lings. I mean, that's just an objective fact. He would be on more if he didn't have all these lings. But at the same time, having all these lings means you can deal with this a little bit more easily. Oh, look at this. He is ready. Look at the cell-shaded medevac, too. How'd they do that? Just outlining it in black. He picks up the Reaper at the last second, says, let's go. So Queen fighting. Yeah, you don't want to go in there, do ya? Queens, 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 queens. But the unloading is real. God, it's so good. It's a great play from Mojo Ham. Basically saying, you can't cover both these places at once with all these lings. Friendly fire, Widow Mine shot. Could be bad news. And big time hit. Getting 8 kills on that Widow Mine, but the attack is pushed off. And one of the medevacs has to retreat. Did the other one die? I think the Queens might have killed the other one. Only one of them is going to make it out of here. Yep, one medevac down. A couple Marines. Decent attack, though. I mean, put some fear of terror into the Zerg player, which is what you want to be doing here. Third base not quite saturated here at 6 minutes, which Kawaiyu's been doing other stuff. But he needs to be droning up, and he is. He's making 9 drones at a time. They're starting to pop now, increasing that drone count quite nicely. Hoan Q is a bunch of warp gates working on that +1 attack. Does he have the charge? No. But he's got Blink, which is pretty good in its own right. So ton of Zealots here from Cry Very Heavy. I don't know, man. God, look how fast they are. Look how fast they are with their speed upgrade. This Overlord positioning by Kawaiyu is elite. It's really very good. So some Banelings on the way. That was a bad place to morph Banelings, though. Oh, gosh. Should have made them in here. Should have made them in here, and you can wall this off, and the Zealots can't get up but one at a time. So they're going to try to come over this way with the support of the medevacs and a Mojo Ham bringing in some medevacs to support. Unloading. Look at this teamwork by Team North. Loving that. Liberator shows up, does get a couple probe kills at the same time. Mojo Ham multitasking very well. And here come the Marines. There's only Queens here defending. There are some slow Banelings. The charge lots are in. The Banelings are dealing with the Zealots pretty well. But then they're pulling back. Look how fast they are. Oh, gosh. The Stalkers are trying to pick off some of the medevacs, but getting surrounded by charge lots is never good. A ton of Zerglings in production, but against this army, pretty scary time. Hoan is actually defending pretty excellently with his units. Blinking in, taking Widow Mine shots to his Stalkers, though. Might have overextended a little bit there. Good Zealot control here. Pulling back when you don't like what you see. The Queen control is pretty good, too. Bring these Lings in. Bring them in. Go for the surround. You're going to force a retreat if you do that. There you go. There's the liftoff. Oh, getting those Widow Mines would be so good, but you let them burrow. Oh, no! No! 7 kills and probably 10 more kills on that second one. That was a really efficient Widow Mine attack. Got to be careful with that. Like, let your buddies Stalkers handle that for you. Kawaiyu at 54. Worker still isn't fully saturated. The third. Looking at less than adequate saturation is Hoan at the same time. Cry Very Heavy has a ton of probes that is oversaturated on both of his bases. And then same story for Mojo Ham. He's on 2 bases and actually undersaturated on his main. He could stand to make a few more SCVs. In all fairness, did you get more hits? Oh, let me Baneling those Widow Mines, which, I don't know, not a great trade, but getting rid of Widow Mines is always a good thing in the world. I mean, engaging off creep here with Lings and Banes and these numbers is not ideal. And in fact, these Banelings are going to die with accomplishing 0. With accomplishing 0? Without accomplishing anything, I think is the more accepted vernacular. Again, making Banelings off creep this close to where you know the army is, it's not a good time, man. It's not really going to work out for you, I don't think. Do the Lings have any upgrades? They've got no attack upgrades and no armor upgrades. Look, man, if you're going to be stuck on Baneling here, and then the off creep engagement, forcing the lift off, and the Banelings survive, but so do most of the Terran army too, so it's a decent trade. Look, I've been that player. If you're going to go for nothing but Zerglings and Banelings and Queens, fine, but get upgrades for them. Finally, 1-1 on the way at 9 minutes. It's just too late. It's too late for getting those upgrades. If you had 1-1, it'd be a better spot for you for sure. How's Mojo Ham doing his upgrades? He's got Stim and Combat Shield. He's working on 1-1 himself too, so the upgrades are late today. It looks like Cry Very Heavy is working on, is that 2-2? My gosh. He's winning the upgrade race. And then only +1 is done for Hoan here. So I don't know. Upgrades are not great here in this MidRank Madness game, but again, it's MidRank Madness. This isn't super high-level pro stuff. Nor does it have to be. Cry Very Heavy trying to expand to this right side is a bit of a ninja expand. There's really no reason for the Team South to check that. And I'm not sure that they will. Look at the drilling claws, though. Out of Mojo Ham. Loving the drilling claws immensely. Army supplies are pretty even across the board, I'd say, for both teams. 130-90 and 120-90. Cry Very Heavy just sending straight up a Warp Prism out this direction with a bunch of zealots, and it gets spotted, and Team South is like, whatevs. Keep going. I guess it did get pinged. Where'd it go? Ah, Lings and Banelings in huge numbers. Oh, the Widowmine shot, though. 6 kills, and I think all of them were Banelings. That was huge. The Zerg army's gone after that. There are some Overseers, which is nice. He's providing support that way, but meanwhile, we do have some Stalkers from Hoan coming into Cry Very Heavy's base, and then Mojo Ham's, most of his army, is over here at Kawaiyu's third, and there's just nothing to stop this. A handful of Lings and Queens is not going to do it against these soon-to-be 1-1 Marines. They've got +1 attack, which is good enough. Jeez, just throwing the Lings into the meat grinder. The attack on the other side from Hoan is going pretty well. These Widowmines walking in and just dying. That must just be a bad rally. Have to assume. Zerglings continuing to pop on in here. Additional Queens on the way. The third hatch is going to die, it looks like. Stalkers from Hoan are doing some serious business in multiple places right now. And bam, Cry Very Heavy finds himself a 1-basing Protoss at the 11-minute mark, which is not great. Mojo Ham's losing a ton of SCVs, which is super bad, but his army down south is doing tons of great work. He's got a Liberator in the mix now, too. Zerglings are going to stand no chance against this. Marine support and Zerglings. Yeah. Oh, is he attacking his own extractor? No! Kawaiyu! Misclicked here. Look at these Stalkers going down, trying to get these Liberators, but the damage output on these Marines is just insane. That's an 8-kill Marauder, ladies and gentlemen. Queen trying to handle it. Can't quite do it. At the same time, these Stalkers are still shutting down Mojo Ham's natural base. His third base is running, thank goodness for him. But are these just Zealots? Yeah, man. Hoan's just warping in Zealots to try to kill stuff on the other side, while Lings are slowly whittling down this army here. Reinforcements coming in, though. Queens jumping into Thunder Mode circles. Not a place you want to be. And the reinforcements from Mojo Ham are here. They've stemmed their way across the map, and these medevacs are pretty low on energy, so they're not going to be healed anytime soon. But as there are no Banelings right now, there are 11 in production, but there are none right now. Oh gosh, getting them would be so good. Now, 1-basing Zerg is worse than being a 1-basing Protoss. I will tell you that every day. The target firing is pretty great, but not enough at the end of the day, especially not when everybody is so injured from Mojo Ham's base. Nice blink and stab at that medevac. That was gorgeous. It was beautiful is what it was. Kawaiyu says, when in doubt, go for Hive. Be a 1-basing Zerg Hive player. He is replanting his bases, which is nice. He's sitting on 1,700, 800. Spend your money. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to spend your money when you have an army right in your front door, but that's why you can't have an army right at your front door. How are the upgrades? Zealot to Zealot here. We're looking at 2-1 for Cry Very Heavy and 1-1 for Hoan. So Defender's advantage is here, mainly with the upgrades. Natural base for Mojo Ham is getting replanted. Another base for Cry Very Heavy, or the one on the sneaky one on the right side, is still alive. But I'm pretty sure this team knows about it. Oh yeah, because there's an Overseer right there. Herpa derp, Falcon. You got this. Warp Prism from Hoan is just hanging out. This Zealot backed into a corner. Going die. Hoan is trying to expand to the left side. Not going particularly well for him. Ah, right side base for Cry Very Heavy. Gets sniped by Zerglings. Because again, it's being spotted and it's completely undefended. So that's usually what happens in Nexuses that are left entirely alone, like this one. So both teams ended up losing a Nexus there. Stalker, straight up Stalker versus Marine Marauder like this is just not going to work. Like maybe with some cannon support, maybe with some shield battery support, but they just keep stimming and keep outputting that damage until the Banelings show up, and then nobody's gangster when the Banelings show up. Cry Very Heavy defending long distance mining here. He's Still, one basing Protossing it right now. He's mining out of his main because that is how the game is designed these days, is to mine out of your bases very, very quickly. I love that we're getting Adrenal Glands and Pathogen Glands at the same time here from Kawaiyu, even though he's on 20 drones. Honestly, if I was him at this stage of the game, I would be droning my face off. I'd be trying to catch up in total economy. I mean, getting some Widow Mines is nice. Oh, gosh, why? Why did he not run away there? Banelings, again, absorbing onto Marauders is something Mojo Ham's okay with. You want to kill, like, one Marauder with 4 Banelings? Great. That means my Marines are going to be more effective in the next battle. And he is not wrong about that. Do not make trades against Marauders if you can somehow help it. Zerglings sneaking all the way here into Cry Very Heavy's main, but there's enough army here to handle them, and they have the upgrades too. Are these Zerglings even 1-1? They are the 1-1. They did finish that upgrade before actually, the Evolution Chambers never died, just the hatch. Interesting target firing. Interesting target firing indeed. So, Infestors here, Adrenal Glands on the way, but this continued just pouring out of Bio versus our Protoss player, Hoan, who refuses to make splash damage. There are no Colossus. There are no Disruptors here either. Like, how? How do you not have any splash damage versus Terran like this? This might be it, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking at a big force from Cry Very Heavy coming in to reinforce his buddy. And that's it. Kawaiyu taps out. He sees him coming. All his Infestors die without doing anything whatsoever. Blah, blah, blah. Everyone's dead. Army supply is 138 and 81 for Team North. Kawaiyu and Hoan had a combined 70 supply just by themselves. It's not going to be enough. The Stalkers are here. Dude, Hoan, you got to make some splash damage, dude. Blink Stalkers are great, but not as the game continues to go along, especially against this really heavy Marine Marauder stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Incredible stuff. All right, well, pretty good 2v2 there. 17 minutes in the bag. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the game. And those Infestors could have done some stuff there, but Mojo Ham, really, his macro was just fantastic. What did he end up having here at the end of the game, army supply-wise? 3,600 minerals, so about 5,000 total supply in army, which is definitely higher than anybody else. And also 148 total supply overall is what we're looking at. So nice job by him, just continuing to produce units, continuing to send them over. Ends up losing 9 medevacs, but still has 10 at the end of the game, so didn't stop producing them once he had enough, as you want to do here. And yeah, 19 queens down. Holy crap, Kawaiyu. 19 queens, 200 zerglings, 36 banelings, and 5 infestors. That's his entire army. No roaches, no ravagers, no lurkers, no hydras, no mutas, no nothing. Lings and queens, man. I mean, it's good to a certain extent, but he just made some poor choices to engage off creep. The Widow Mines got some nice early hits, and it kind of snowballed from there. I mean, nice job on the other side of the map there, getting stuff done. Taking down some bases is always nice. Killing this one was nice. Killing this one was nice. I mean, killing this one was really nice from Hoan, but just able to kind of stand in there, stay heavy, replace the natural base, keep the third base alive. And Mojo Ham's the 3-basing Terran with a bunch of Marines and Marauders with the 2-2. And Drilling Claws on those Widow Mines, and that's all she wrote. So nice job by Team Terran, and that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a mid-rank madness. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself. Before us, our honor guides us.
justice. Our duty is unending. I feel your presence. We are as one. I sense a soul. A soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala Adu. The path of ascension is before us. Our honor guides us. Me with you, you with me. We are as one. I sense a soul. A soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala Adu. Sense a soul. A soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala Adu. I sense a soul. A soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala Adu. Kalarulas. Karamulas. Aklaranus. Naslaran. Kinalatu. Casar di Templare. Daramanaka. Oshara Sashi.